How good was Madonna? Actually, at one point, Madonna wasn't just one of the most famous singers on earth. She wasn't just dominating radio or selling millions of albums. According to one political scientist, Madonna, Coca-Cola, and CNN were the three biggest symbols of globalization. Think about that for a second. Not Apple, not Nike, not McDonald's, Madonna. Somehow, a girl from Michigan became so influential that she wasn't just changing music, she was changing culture itself. She inspired generations of artists, revolutionized live concerts, sparked endless debates about feminism, and became one of the most studied women in modern history. But here's the strange part.
In the 2010s, Madonna pushed
Despite
boundaries like never
everything
before.
she accomplished,
The 2020s saw her breaking records
people
on
often
world tours.
remember
By
Madonna
2023,
more for
her
the
legacy sparked both
controversies
celebration and controversy.
than for just how unbelievably dominant she really was. So, how good was Madonna actually? To understand that, we have to go back to a time when none of this seemed possible. Because before she became the queen of pop,
Madonna, the icon who redefined
Madonna
pop,
was
her
just
stunts
another
sparked
young
outrage and
artist
headlines,
trying to
but her
survive
tours
in
broke
New
every
York.
record.
Express
And
yourself,
nobody
don't
could have
repress
predicted
yourself.
what was coming.
New York streets, I'm singing
By the
loud. With my
mid-1980s,
band, we're rocking the crowd.
something unusual
Feel the
was happening.
rhythm, let it
Madonna
flow.
wasn't simply
City
becoming
lights,
popular,
put on a
she was
show.
becoming
Feel the rhythm,
unavoidable.
hear the beat
The
tonight.
hits
We're
kept
all
coming,
together,
like a
shining so
virgin.
bright. Let
Material
the music
Girl,
lift us higher.
Papa
In
Don't
this
Preach,
moment, we catch
Open Your
fire.
Heart, La Isla Bonita. Everywhere you looked, Madonna was there. But success alone doesn't explain why we're still talking about her 4 decades later. Because plenty of artists become successful. Very few become cultural forces. And Madonna was quickly becoming exactly that. In fact, her influence reached places that seemed impossible. During the late 1980s, as much of the world was still divided politically, Madonna became one of the first Western pop stars allowed onto Chinese
Wow,
radio.
Madonna is everywhere.
The so-called
Yeah, she's the
bamboo
queen of
curtain
pop.
that had separated
that
East and
billboard.
West for decades was beginning to crack. And somehow, Madonna's music was getting through. That's insane. Because we aren't talking about neighboring countries. We're talking about entirely different worlds. And China wasn't the only surprising place. Years later, even North Korea, perhaps the most isolated country on Earth, would reference Madonna in a youth festival documentary. Which tells you something extraordinary. By that point, Madonna wasn't simply a celebrity. She was a symbol. But here's where things get even stranger. Researchers discovered something completely unexpected. People were literally dreaming about Madonna. Seriously. Hundreds of women reported dreams involving
The
her.
hidden cosmos
Entire
awakens.
books were written analyzing
Feel
what
gravity's
these dreams
symphony.
meant. Imagine becoming so famous that you enter people's subconscious. At that point, you're no longer just an entertainer. You've become mythology. And that cultural power stretched far beyond America. Take La Isla Bonita. Most people just hear a catchy song, but the impact went much further. The song became so popular that many credit it with helping transform San Pedro, Belize, into a tourist destination.
Fashion, music, and
One
culture
pop
unite.
song,
From Jamaica
helping
shores to the
boost an
Cuban night.
entire local
Let the rhythm
economy.
carry us, feel the
And
light.
moments like
Caribbean
that reveal
vibes
something
shining bright.
important about Madonna. She wasn't following trends. She was creating them. Long before Latin pop exploded worldwide, Madonna was blending Spanish lyrics and Latin influences into mainstream music. Years before globalization became a buzzword, Madonna was already creating global pop. But perhaps her greatest talent wasn't singing, or dancing, or controversy. It was reinvention, because every time people thought they had Madonna figured out, she changed. New image, new sound, new era. Again, and again, and again. In the 1980s, she dominated dance pop. In the 1990s, she shocked the world. In the 2000s, she reinvented herself yet again. And somehow, she kept finding younger audiences. Most artists spend their careers trying to survive one decade. Madonna conquered 5. But here's the thing. None of that would have happened if she had simply been a pretty face. Because one of the biggest myths surrounding Madonna is that other people created her success. In reality, Madonna was creating much of it herself. She wrote or co-wrote most of her biggest hits, and over time, even critics had to admit it. Rolling Stone eventually named her one of the 100 greatest songwriters of all time. Guinness World Records recognized her as Britain's most successful female songwriter. And producers who worked with her all said the same thing. You didn't produce Madonna. You collaborated with her. Because she always had a vision. She knew exactly what she wanted, which explains why so many modern artists followed her blueprint. From Lady Gaga to Ariana Grande, to countless others.
Your actions in the 80s and 90s
Madonna
were reckless.
helped
Reckless. They were
normalize
innovative
something
and
that
bold.
seems
Bold, you
obvious
nearly destroyed the
today.
I
company.
took risks.
That
That's how
pop
you lead.
stars
The board
should
demands
actually
accountability.
be involved in creating their music. But perhaps the most shocking part of all is how much music she never released. Because
the
hidden
chorus needs more
away in
emotion.
vaults
Right. Let's try
are
softening the
dozens
delivery.
of Madonna
And hold the high
songs
note
that
longer.
fans have spent
Okay, let me try that.
decades hunting down.
Hold on, I'm breaking free.
Unreleased duets, lost demos, shelved masterpieces, songs given away to other artists, entire recordings that only exist through leaks and bootlegs. And according to fans, some of these songs are every bit as good as the hits we know. Think about that. Most artists struggle to create enough material for one album. Madonna created enough for several lifetimes, which says something incredible about her creativity. But music wasn't the only thing she changed, because as her fame grew, so did the controversy. And that's where Madonna became much more than a pop star. She became an argument,
Madonna redefined pop music.
one that the world still hasn't stopped having.